I believe we'll have a better farming community. Lastly, let me thank the Kenyan National Federation of Farmers for this great event, and also the World Farmers Organization President for really giving a chance to Kenya to host all of us. Yeah. When I see us, when they talk about it first, I didn't know it's a very big event. But now, from this gathering and from the discussion here, it is a demonstration that it is a very rare, unique event done in Africa and here in Kenya. And here we are today. We look forward for a serious engagement. With those few remarks, allow me now to welcome our chief guest. We can remain standing, who will carry on the program from there, and welcome his other guest. Thank you, Chief.
Thank you very much. Please, let's take our seats. Thank you very much. First and foremost, thank you very much, Bona PS. May I start first by welcoming all the guests from outside Kenya. If you are not from Kenya, please raise your hand. Whoa, okay now. Okay, now we have got a tradition here in this country where if you are not a Kenyan, the Kenyan sitting next to you must welcome you by shaking your hand. So if you are sitting next to somebody who is not from Kenya, please, can we do what we do in our churches? We say hello. And we welcome them to our country. So, and then I want to welcome all of you, and to our guests from elsewhere, our guests from outside the country, the 57 countries also represented here. I want you to remember one very important thing before you leave our country. It is called Hakuna Matata. No frills, no issues. Karibu na hakuna. That means you enjoy yourself while you are here. So, Mr. President of the World Farmers Organization, distinguished ministers and heads of delegation, leaders of farmer organizations from across the world, representatives of international organizations and development partners, captains of industry and agribusiness leaders, members of the diplomatic corps who are here today, ladies and gentlemen. First, I want to recognize the presence of the Honorable Siakalenge, who is the Deputy Cabinet Secretary from the good nation of Zambia. Please give him a lot of applause. By coincidence, you are supposed to be having a meeting with him, and I told him there is a better place to meet than my office. So you are very welcome, Secretary. So it's a great honor indeed for me to welcome you here to Nairobi for the 2026 World Farmers Organization General Assembly. Kenya is privileged to host this important gathering at a time when the world is searching for answers to some of the most pressing challenges facing humanity. Those include food security, climate change, economic inequalities, public health, and sustainable development. The persistent and urgent calls for resilient food systems, equitable access to affordable finance, fairer markets, climate adaptation, value addition, and increased productivity have never been louder than the present moment. Across conferences, policy dialogues, research papers, strategy documents, and international forums, these issues dominate our discussions. They are important discussions, and they must continue. However, as we gather here today, I wish to challenge all of us to undertake a fundamental paradigm shift in how we think about agriculture and how we design solutions to the sector. For too long, our conversations are focused on what the farmer produces, the markets available for the farmer, the technologies available to the farmer, the financing available to the farmer, and the systems surrounding the farmer. Yet, we have not paid sufficient attention to the farmer himself or herself. The farmer has become the missing center in discussions about agriculture. This assembly must therefore be more about food systems. It must be more, therefore, about the people who sustain those food systems. It must be about welfare. It must be about the dignity. It must be about the prosperity and the future of the farmer. Without recognizing the realities facing the farmers, particularly in Africa and across much of the global south, we risk addressing only half of the challenge. And when we address only half of the challenge, we must not be surprised when the solutions fail to deliver the transformation that we so desperately seek. My focus as Kenya's Minister for Agriculture and Livestock Development, therefore, is simple. I want to focus on the plight of the farmer. Because without a successful farmer, there can be no successful agriculture. Without an economically empowered farmer, there can be no food security. Without a financially stable farmer, there can be no sustainable food systems. And without a prosperous farmer, food sovereignty remains an aspiration rather than an achievement. So, ladies and gentlemen, we must have an honest conversation about the inequality within global agriculture. The support systems available to farmers in the developing world remain fundamentally different from those available to farmers in developed economies. For decades, development economics have accepted agricultural subsidies in some part of the world as legitimate public investments, while describing similar interventions elsewhere as market distortions. A dairy farmer in one country may receive substantial public support and be considered competitive. Indeed, the subsidy for a farmer in some areas, the subsidy available to a cow, like $4 or $5 a day, may be more than a farmer is earning in Kenya per day. While a smallholder farmer elsewhere is expected to survive without similar assistance and still compete in the same marketplace. This is neither fair nor sustainable. The reality is that every successful agricultural economy in history has been built on deliberate public investment, strategic support, and patient capital. Kenya has embraced this reality through targeted and transparent support programs, including our digital subsidy system. We have demonstrated that well-designed interventions can increase productivity, improve quality, raise household incomes, and strengthen food security while maintaining accountability and efficiency. The lesson is clear. Investments in farmers is not a cost. It is an investment in national stability, economic growth, and future prosperity. Ladies and gentlemen, the future of agriculture will not be determined by how much money we spend, but how effectively we place farmers at the center of every intervention. This requires strong farmer organizations. And that's why I praise the World Farmers Organization, I praise KENAFF, and other farmer organizations that are represented here today. We must form commercially viable cooperatives. We must have producer organizations and rural financial institutions that aggregate production, facilitate value addition, and strengthen bargaining positions. When farmers organize, they become bankable. When farmers aggregate, they become competitive. When farmers process and add value, they capture wealth that would otherwise leave the rural communities. When farmers own a greater share of the value chain, agriculture becomes a pathway to prosperity rather than mere survival. This is why farmer-led organization must be at the center of the agricultural transformation globally. Ladies and gentlemen, we must also rethink agricultural finance. The financing architecture that currently exists in many developing countries were not designed for agriculture. It was designed for commerce. Agriculture operates differently. A macadamia farmer cannot be financed in the same manner as a trader. An avocado orchard cannot be financed using the same assumptions applied to retail business. Agriculture has biological cycles, climate risks, and longer investment horizons. Yet, many farmers continue to face prohibitively expensive credit, short payment periods, and unrealistic collateral requirements. This must change. Financial institutions must become genuine partners in agricultural development. They must innovate. They must understand crop cycles. They must embrace blended finance models. They must support contract farming, warehouse receipt systems, commodity exchanges, and long-term agricultural investments. Most importantly, they must stop viewing agriculture as a high-risk sector and start recognizing it as one of the greatest economic opportunities of our time. Ladies and gentlemen, allow me to raise an issue that requires urgent global attention. The world cannot continue operating under a double standard when it comes to agricultural chemicals. If a pesticide is considered unsafe for use in one country because it poses unacceptable risks to human health or the environment, it should not find a marketplace anywhere else in the world. The life of a farmer anywhere in the world is not worth less than the life of a farmer anywhere else in the world. The health of consumers in developing countries matters just as much as the health of consumers anywhere else in the world. I therefore call for serious global conversation on harmonizing the standards governing hazardous agricultural chemicals and progressively eliminating substances that have been proven to endanger human health and ecosystems. At the same time, farmers, regulators, traders, and manufacturers must work together to combat the illegal trafficking, counterfeiting, and misuse of agricultural inputs. Unsafe chemicals entering our markets through informal channels undermine public confidence, threaten export markets, and expose farming communities to unnecessary risks. Food security begins at the farm. Consumer confidence begins at the farm. Public health begins at the farm. And therefore, protecting farmers must begin with protecting their health. Ladies and gentlemen, excellencies, technology is transforming agriculture, and Kenya is determined to ensure that farmers benefit from this revolution. Through the Kenya Integrated Agricultural Management Information System, KENAFF, we have built one of Africa's most advanced farmer databases, enabling targeted service delivery, improving planning, digital subsidies, traceability, and data-driven decision-making. By integrating technology, artificial intelligence, extension services, and farmer data, we are creating opportunities for government, researchers, financial institutions, and the private sector to design solutions tailored to the needs of individual farmers. Technology must not replace farmers. Technology must empower farmers. Technology must not widen inequalities. Technologies must close them. So, ladies and gentlemen, as we look to the future, we must recognize that research has a value only when it reaches the farm. Research that remains in journals does not feed people. Research that remains in labs must be translated into practical solutions that improve productivity, resilience, and profitability at the farm level. Our success will ultimately be measured not by a viable profession for future generations. That is the standard by which history will judge us. Distinguished delegates, ladies and gentlemen, as you deliberate over the next few days, I encourage you to place the farmer at the center of every conversation, every recommendation, and every commitment. If we succeed in improving the life of the farmer, we will have succeeded in improving agriculture. If we fail the farmer, no matter the policy sophistication that we create, we will not be successful. Let us therefore build a resilient, productive, and prosperous agricultural future around the farmer, because the farmer is not merely part of the solution. The farmer is the solution. I therefore wish you fruitful deliberations and a memorable stay here in Kenya. And as I conclude, let me reiterate what my permanent secretary mentioned a bit earlier. Kenya is indeed a nation famous for many things, particularly athletics. Those from London know very well what I'm talking about. We just won the London Marathon and other marathons and the Paris Marathon, Mr. President. And if you are here representing a nation where a Kenyan has run, then you know we won your marathon. It is out of the food that we eat. So if you want to go home and become serious athletes, consider importing Kenyan food. And you will increasingly see improvement in the athletic prowess of your people and your nations. I therefore welcome you to Kenya. Please enjoy our nation. Don't just stick to Safaripark Hotel, and I thank them for their hospitality, but don't just stick to this hall. Get out of the hall, go out, see the farmers, go out, see our wildlife, but more importantly, before you leave this nation, get a friend who is a Kenyan. I thank you all. I thank you all and wish you a very, very successful conference here in Nairobi. Asanteni sana.
Right, thank you very much. Agriculture Cabinet Secretary, thank you very much. At this particular moment, I would like to quickly transition to a photo shoot moment, like the photos we take when we win the marathons. We're about to do that right now. So I may request the CS and all our guests just to move forward, a step forward, and love on each other. If you can just move a bit forward, right here, sir. And then, gentlemen, let us, the seats are looking nice. Thank you very much. For our photographers, let us smile. Photographers, I hope you've gotten your photo. All right, we can smile to the photographers here. Let us give them that Kenyan smile that has emanated from healthy foods, which is very, very important. Asante sana. I hope we've gotten the photos. Next, I'll request the KENAFF board, if you can come. If you can come for this picture moment, you'll be able to join our guests on stage quickly. Let us handle that transition pretty quickly. Thank you very much. Let us have KENAFF board. Ladies and gentlemen, do you love the gender balance on stage? Of course, there's a lot to work on. That's why we need more involvement on such, conversations. Very, very important. Okay. Let us love on each other as the board. All right. I'll also request, okay, let's have that photo. We can just smile here, I know. Then next, I'm calling the board of WFO board. If you're a part of the WFO board, let us join. I hope the stage was designed to accommodate this rate and this number of people. If at all something happens, just know we've eaten Kenyan foods and we'll be okay, all right? So let us have the board of WFO join so that we have one big representation right there. We can smile. The photographers, are you getting this? Some people will appear in the photo by faith, I see. Can you move, also occupy this other side? Thank you very much. Okay, beautiful. So you can just look at the cameras, ladies and gentlemen. You can smile. Okay, in the meantime, let me just remind the media, we'll be having a press briefing outside, all right? So we'll be having a press briefing outside the room at this, right after this particular moment. All right. Okay. All right, thank you very much. Thank you very much. May I release the board, the KENAFF board? May I also release the board for WFO? May I release them? I just want the PSs together with WFO. Thank you very much. A bit of tete-a-tete right there, very, very important. All right, let's have the CS. All right, that's beautiful. Do we have the CSs so that we have a balanced team right there? Okay, gentlemen, that looks good. Okay, so we've gotten that particular picture. This reminds me of weddings sometimes. And lastly, the future of farming is the children, the students. May we have the students to understand and to bring to light that this is not a conversation that is happening just with adults. Sir? Okay, the students, can we go back?
The association itself, the world
Yes.
organization.
The ministry
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Just so. All right, let's have the WFO team. That is well balanced. I'm loving it. Okay, this is with the students. We've captured that. Thank you very much. Then I'm gonna release the students so that we remain with F4. Okay. Have we gotten that? Students, all right, thank you very much. May I release the students? Thank you very much. Let's have the WFO team join the CS on stage as one of our final photos. Let's have the WFO team join. I know some of them are standing at the back as the students leave, so let us just stand right there. Okay, let's have the WFO team join the CS for a photo moment. Thank you. I hope everyone is, I can see some people who are not in the picture, are there? Okay, lovely. Aha. All right. Yeah, you know, sometimes young people are normally told to do something like this, but it won't work in this particular situation, so it becomes a bit difficult. Okay. Now, all right. Then the rest you can join.
Even lower?
All right. Now that's even better. Remember, this solution is because of the ingenious of consuming Kenyan food, which is very, very important also. We have to know that. Smile for the photos. All right. Thank you very much. We've captured that? Beautiful. All right, let us appreciate this wonderful Chief Guest, Cabinet Secretary. Come on, we can do better. Santeni sana. Thank you very much. At this particular moment, when I see us, I know, let us exit the stage, please. Let us exit the stage. Let us exit the stage. As we do so, the rest of us, we can just stand up wherever we are. Let us stand up wherever we are. Let us stand up wherever we are. Thank you very much. For the media, we are having the press briefing right away outside. The press briefing is happening outside. As Buenasios leaves, I will be able to talk to him. For the rest of us, just raise your right hand. For the rest of us, raise your right hand. Everyone, raise your right hand. Raise your right hand. All right, so repeat after me, okay? Repeat after me. I, then say your name. Do swear that in the coming session, I will not dare sleep, slumber, or dream. Help me, God. All right, appreciate yourself for making a wonderful commitment right there, even as we have our seats for the moment. If we can just have our seats, we are transitioning quickly into the next session. As we have our seats, we're transitioning quickly into the next session. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Thank you for your cooperation. Okay. Beautiful. Now, we are about to go for lunch break shortly, but one more exercise. Are we willing to do one more exercise? All right. Somebody's saying no. You have to repent. So, there is this famous song. Tell your neighbor there is this famous song. They say that I will make you fishers of men. So, when the song reaches the word F, that starts with an F, for example, fishers, the ladies will stand up to denote female, okay? And when there is a word, for example, starting with an M, the gentleman will stand up to denote men. Are we ready? So the song goes, I will make. Let's the men stand up. I will make you fishers. The ladies stand up. Fishers of men. Fishers, ladies of men. Fishers of men. Then I'll do what? I will make you men now. Men. Make you fishers, ladies, let's go, of men, fishers of men. So you've gotten the gist. Is that okay? Now, I'd like you to take it a little bit serious because it's important, all right? So I'll sing it